You are listening to In the Groove. In the Groove, audio podcast on Indie Pulse Music Magazine. All right, well, welcome to this new episode of In the Groove on Indie Pulse Music Magazine. Today, we are going to be interviewing a couple members of the band The Lonely Monsters. Now, found out about these guys. They got in touch with me. I got in touch with them and went to meet them at a super secret location, local Starbucks, because it was open and the coffee's cheap. And kind of asked them some questions, got to know them, and I think you're going to like the interview. We recorded the interview earlier today, actually about an hour and a half ago. And, well, we had some technical issues, but got them resolved and got the entire interview. Just... I couldn't do this part on time because, well, my laptop sucks. Anyway, hope you like it. All right, so we're here at the Starbucks in Santa Maria, California, the strawberry capital of the world. And we're here with a couple of musicians, or they like to think they're musicians. I think they're musicians. I've heard their stuff. It's pretty cool. So why don't you introduce yourselves?
We're the Lonely Monsters. My name's Tyler Burnham.
I'm David Parra.
And we are a rock band from Santa Maria, California. And we do original music in the primarily rock genre. And we got some stuff recorded. We're working on finding replacement members for our drummer and bassist who just left us recently. But we're still...
okay, hold it right there. Hold it right there. Are you nervous?
I'm never nervous.
He's never nervous. Okay. How about you?
Sometimes.
All right. Let's try this from the top. So, describe your music if you would.
It's a blend of rock and pop and metal and indie and everything with guitars and singing and drums. That's about it.
Is he the spokesman for the band?
Yeah, I'm kind of regretting it now.
Okay, all right, cool. So, come on, dude, relax. This is the music scene. All right, so the name of the band. How'd you come across that? And you might want to say it loud enough that it actually gets recorded this time.
All right, you can do this because you know more about this part of it.
Yeah. Well, I started the band about 2 years ago, and I got broken up with, and I was like all brokenhearted about it, and I was like, well, I want to start doing music again and doing it seriously. So I started hitting up everyone I knew who played an instrument. There's some really older people, some to all the very younger people, and eventually got a band put together, and no one wanted to ever come see me play because it was my band.
Ah,
and
okay. So what about the name? How'd you come up with the name?
Well, that's the thing. Is like because no one ever wanted to come see us play, we coined the term "Lonely Monster," which is because everyone kept demonizing us to be this disgusting group of people, and that we were all weird and mean and just nasty human beings. That we became monsters, and we wanted to make it a tongue-in-cheek thing, saying that we're also very lonely because of the fake and lies that were made about us.
Well,
we wanted people to see who we
the funny thing about it is that the name actually rocks. I like the name.
Thank you.
The name is awesome. And when I heard the name, I was thinking, okay, well, I thought of bands like in the genre of like Brother or Brother. I thought of bands like Bush. I thought of bands like, you know, the kind of the abstract bands.
Yeah.
They kind of look one way, sound another. And
I wanted something that sounded really metal, and then was like, nope, not at all. You know,
well,
like that.
You know, and not to offend the people who like metal, because I like metal.
Well, I love metal too.
It's kind of passé. I mean, what I've seen in this area, I moved out here in 1990, and when I came out here in 1990, there was a big punk scene, and a hard rock scene.
That's what we've heard.
And that's what you heard. Because I'm old. You know,
You didn't exist
so
back then.
I'm a drummer, and I came out here and hooked up with a couple bands, and it was a really cool scene. And then one day, disappeared. It's just gone. A lot of the clubs in the area didn't pan out, which was going to be another question I asked you, but I see it kind of coming back. There's a resurgence of the music scene coming back, but a lot of the bands, even though the screen's off, it's still recording, so don't worry.
Oh, I know.
A lot of the bands in the area are just kind of like, oh, we're a metal band and we play loud music, rah, and we dye our hair purple and we need a safe place and look like My Little Ponies. So,
I know those dudes.
So just looking at you guys, no dyed hair, no weird piercings, like a tackle box didn't explode on your face. You can sit down. That's always a good thing.
Wait. Has the new generation not made legs yet? What's up with that?
No, a lot of the new generation haven't. They're defining themselves.
Oh. I see.
What? I swear.
Okay.
They don't know how to relax. They want to stay hardcore and they're trying to prove how.
No, they don't have sticks up their ass. That's what I'm saying. They don't have sticks up their ass.
Okay, all right.
A lot of the newer bands have sticks up their ass. That's how they can stand straight on stage. So, would you say that you want to go more into the vein of like a hard rock metal sound, or you just want to let it flow naturally?
Well, I mean, we are definitely both having different inspirations that we're drawing from, but I think that where we meet in the middle is like right in the probably like pop punk sort of like scene, because
Blink 182.
Actually, we
personality-wise, we've been a hardcore Blink 182.
And also, we're both singers just like them. We're both guitars and bass players just like them. And our music, a lot of the time, comes out to be pop versions of but it's also harder. So it's like we don't want to be just like pop.
It's kind of like Daddy's Little Princess decided she was really into Bad Boys, and then they made us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit closer to you. I'm sorry. No, that's actually a really good way. That's really a good way of putting it. Because I mean, it's like being a band with two singers. How does that work out when you're writing music? Does anybody sort of like, well, I should write the lyrics, or I should write the lyrics, or you should go to hell?
Absolutely, we've had
He
that.
should always go to hell.
I think because we've been doing this for so long together now, that we don't even know who wrote lyrics to what songs anymore. Because we do try to write, because we've noticed that it comes off better when we write together and we both write the lyrics or the chords. Sometimes he'll bring in a chord progression that's really good but not quite there yet, or I'll do the same, and we'll just, when we come together, it finally just completes itself. And so it's kind of difficult to say to say that we don't fight. It's difficult to say that we aren't, because
all bands have their days, where guys in the band, kind of like, hey, you know what?
Absolutely.
We fight or whatever, and well, I want to take lead on this. No, I want to take lead on this. But how do you think that you overcome those issues?
Make it a duet.
Well, I don't know how we
You're getting used to this. All right.
Yeah. I don't know. It usually just comes out pretty well. Like there have literally been times where we've just, I was just sitting there playing, sitting on. I was like, hey, look at this, and then he's just like, hey, that sounds pretty good. And then we decided, and then we came up with a whole song in 5 minutes with vocals, all the chords, everything, all the drum beat, and it just snaps so fast,
And then there are songs that take forever to finally get down, and we still have songs packed away that are not quite yet. But
now you said you're looking for new band members. What happened to those band members? They moved to other bands. They moved out of the area.
They just were not. They didn't want. This wasn't what they wanted.
They didn't show up to rehearsal.
This is what we want.
They didn't show up to rehearsal. That's what you mean.
Yeah. This is what we're doing with our life, regardless of if it works out or not.
Now, have you heard of a band? I'm sure you have, but have you heard of Royal Blood?
Yes, I have. I really like them.
Okay, and Royal Blood, they had kind of a similar situation. It's like after a while, it was just the two founding members.
Yeah,
so one guy just decided, I'm going to play bass, I'm going to play drums. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
someone recently, I think they were commenting on Instagram, because I was like, oh, hey, we need new members, and I didn't want to say anything bad at all. I was just like, hey, we're just needing new people. And they were like, you can't call yourself the Lonely Monsters when it's just the two of you. I said, hey, what are you talking about? We're lonelier than ever.
That's pretty lonely.
Now. There's only two of us.
It's funny because we are the only two people who ever wrote anything. So.
Yeah.
And on it, personally, I'm the happiest I've ever been in this band. And that's the truth.
Well, there's only enough room for so many egos on the stage, you know.
Well, it's not about that. It's
You're so into yourself.
It truly isn't about that. It's about if you want it or not. You know, like for me at least, like because I truly want this, and I'm
And
willing
he's wearing an Asking Alexandria shirt. Just want to put
because
that out
I'm really into screamo, and that's
That's the only thing you're into ever.
only. No, actually, I listen to a wide variety of stuff. I listen to from anything from jazz all the way up to rap, and then all the way up to screamo, and then back in between rock. So
It's all right. My daughter listens to screamo. It's wow. Okay.
it's fun for running and stuff.
It's really good for less pumping the iron at the gym. You're lifting weights.
Hey, I really shouldn't say anything. I listen to Marilyn Manson fight song like 300 times a day.
That's the Marilyn Manson too.
No. So who would you say your inspirations are?
I draw a lot of inspiration. Okay, the first band I ever liked, just like any person who ever gets into music, was the Beatles, obviously. Just because everyone likes them. But I don't draw inspiration from them, that's for sure. I draw inspiration from a lot of songs like Nirvana and Foo Fighters, because that is Dave Grohl is my favorite musician ever.
Well, he has his hair too.
Well, I mean, Dave Grohl is a genius. Number one.
He is a genius. Yeah.
And I mean,
he's the richest rock star that exists right now.
It's not even that. It's when Nirvana got together, you know, Dave Grohl actually wanted to write more music for Nirvana, and they were like, "Psh, you're just the drummer." Yeah. Well, out of all of them, well, one's dead, but out of, you know.
Which one died?
Yeah.
One's dead?
I think his name was Kurt. Sorry.
I think.
It was
But the thing was is I mean if he had been allowed to write during that time, I mean you could imagine how much bigger the band would have been. But then again,
it was pretty huge.
It was very anti-disestablishmentarianism back then.
I really like what he does in the Queens of the Stone Age too. Like that's where I get a lot of inspiration from too.
Crooked Vultures and all that stuff. So
A band that we both really agree on though is My Chemical Romance.
Oh yeah.
Like that's where we both really agree.
That's another one of my daughter's favorite bands.
Like Black Parade, my favorite album ever made. I listen to that every single week.
Wow.
Multiple times.
You just made my day.
There you go. You have a fan. You're not so lonely anymore. All right.
I can't say the same about him though.
The not so lonely monsters. Okay, so being as we are in Santa Maria, California, strawberry capital of the world, there's not a lot of places to play. Where have you played? Where do you want to play?
Well,
other than the parking lot.
We've played actually a lot of places.
A lot of parking lots.
You have no idea how many parking lots there are here.
I primarily do like the management and the finding of gigs and all of that stuff. So
you're better at the texting.
It's a difficult thing because first of all, us being young and us being under 18 when we started, no one trusts you. Like you're a kid. No one trusts the fact that you even know what you're doing.
You can't even get into the bars where you want to play.
Well, I mean, legally you can, but it's like no one's going to trust you. And another thing is that these usually any like scene or like any gig that or venue that will actually like help you are either pay to play or they're so like up there that they'd never let you get there.
Pay to play has really killed a lot of the music industry.
It's killed it. And a lot of, I'd say a great venue we played at is Velvet Jones in Santa Barbara.
Yeah,
that's a wonderful place. Same with Slow Brew. Right before it closed down and remodeled and stuff. We were one of the last shows to ever play there.
Yeah, they're actually they remodeled. They're moving to a larger place where they're gonna have a full band stage and everything. Yeah. So they will be doing the music again, but they just at
the original, spot.
Yeah. Well, the original spot was really homey. It had that. It had history. It had that historic smoky lounge sort of thing going.
I think Green Day played there.
Yeah, Green Day played there. Snoop Dogg played there.
Snoop Dogg.
Well, I mean,
well, he stood there.
Yeah, he's still there. He's still in Bubblegum Alley. He's lighting up a doob,
A little smoked out right now.
Yeah.
He's looking at that wall going, oh, it looks pretty tasty.
I mean, I'm very straight edge, but is it bad? I'd like to smoke some pot with Snoop Dogg. That deal? Just sit there and go Bubblegum Alley and try to stick yourself to the wall, knowing full well you can't.
If you never smoked pot before, you want to smoke pot with Snoop Dogg.
Well, I feel like he's
Or
the
Willie
chillest person
Nelson.
to do it with.
Or Willie Nelson.
Willie
Either one of
Nelson.
them.
I mean, he sells this stuff like all the time, doesn't he? There's like a dispensary or something.
I wouldn't know.
Oh, I don't know.
It's because I'm black, right?
No, on the real, I actually watched an interview yesterday. He was like, that was what he was selling. He was. Oh, it wasn't Willie Nelson. Never mind.
Speaking of that, another person I get a lot of inspiration from is Jimi Hendrix, and
Because he's black, right? Suddenly, nervousness. No,
no, I haven't been nervous this whole time.
no, I don't think it's cool.
No,
We're not nervous. We're just weird.
Well, weird is good. Weird is good. All right, gonna ask you this question. You know, when they do interviews, like when a lot of magazines do interviews, they're like, "So, tell us how you got started." So, blah, blah, blah. It's like really annoying as all hell.
Yeah.
I like
want to
asking.
talk about the dark times.
I really want to ask questions about things that you're interested in, things that you do. Okay, music in general. What do you think about the resurgence of vinyl? The fact that record collecting has become popular. A lot of bands are putting this stuff to vinyl
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
I mean, being able to make 45s and LPs has become cheaper.
good
I mean,
idea.
You still got to have bank, but not as much.
well, I think it's smart because CDs and tapes they degrade faster, and they but in vinyls they actually last, and the sound quality
They've got
is
a
much
better
better.
sound. Plus,
I have my own vinyls,
it's
like-
really sticking it to the man. If you think
Yeah.
about the music industry,
Yeah, especially
the
with
record,
iTunes and
the
stuff.
record companies, they made a big thing about getting a record deal. And during the '80s, you saw what that happened.
Yeah.
I mean, man, I was in college during the '80s, and some of the bands that came out, I was like, "What the hell is that?" You know. And now with auto-tune, it's even worse. I mean, you don't
Yeah.
even have to have talent anymore sometimes to get on the stage. But I think that having the vinyl come back, it gives a lot of new bands,
Yeah.
like you guys, a chance to say, "Hey, here's my single," and they're like, "You actually pressed it to vinyl? I'm going to listen to this."
Yeah.
You know, gives you a little bit more cred.
For sure. And it's this interesting thing of like kind of when you get a little more of a I owned this type of
Yeah,
feeling, you know?
it's nice.
Like when I pull up my phone and I'm like on YouTube, like I don't really get the sense of ownership there. It's like I'm gonna go Google something and it's great, but it's like owning like an album or something.
Yeah.
There's just so much. I don't know. It feels like there's more power in your hands and a lot more. You ingest it a lot easier.
Well, what I like also is the fact that, you know, a lot of the bands, they actually put themselves more into the artwork
Yeah, that's
and
cool. That's
into
good.
the design of the cover, and really has it represent them when they're doing vinyl, because you've got that space now, you
Yeah.
know, and it's just, it gives the music a warmer feel.
Yeah,
I
I have
mean-
this album by Blink-182. It's the Neighborhoods album, and the actual vinyl is clear and has dots all over it, and it's printed on like it's very interesting. It's like colored vinyl now.
Yeah, it's the 180 gram
Yeah.
colored
The
vinyl.
white one. The one that your freaking thing destroyed.
Yeah, but then I got this crappy record player that broke it, and I was like,
A Crosley, right?
I don't know. It was supposed to be one that could download it to your phone.
Are we allowed to talk shit about where you bought it from?
No, we're not.
It's-
No, we're not.
It's probably, I mean, sorry guys, it was probably either a Crosley Cruiser or one of the Ions. You can plug it into an MP3 player and listen to music, adjust the
know.
speed and all that.
I know it looked new.
It was an
It
Ion
looked new
then.
and it looked cool. But then
I
when
took
you
it
told
back
me what
3
happened, I
times,
was
and
angry.
it still wasn't fine.
Didn't they give you new ones every time?
Yeah, new ones each time. All 3 of them broke the records I put in them.
You
Yeah,
alright, man?
No, I'll never get over
Oh,
it.
I'm sorry.
he's breaking down in tears as we speak. Anyway, all right, so let's continue with that. Not a lot of music stores in the area. Where do you go to get your gear?
Sweetwater.com, the best place on earth. This place. Yeah, I was paying. No, I was kidding.
They're not a sponsor, but they
They're
might
not a
be after
sponsor,
this.
but, I mean, listen to us. I'll sponsor you.
I say
They give
personally,
you. They're the cheapest. They give you free warranties. They give you free shipping. Best stuff ever. Like,
I will say personally though, for guitars, I go to was it Owens? I go to Owens Music Shop in town.
Mm-hmm.
They have like really nice old guitars there. They always have really vintage stuff. So I love getting old guitars from the
Well,
80s.
the only place we've got is Owens and
Yeah.
Coelho's. Coelho's never seems to be open. Whenever I go there.
it's open. It closes at like 5, I think.
I
Yeah.
will say that that's where I got my start. That's where I took all my lessons for guitar and finally learned how to do things. I didn't learn how to sing there.
Well, Coelho's was really cool when it was across from the mall, when it was in that little brown house.
Wow.
But once they moved over here to this small area over here, Yeah, kind of.
Decreased.
Yeah.
Also, I think
did it used to be by Albertsons?
I don't know.
In
No,
Oregon?
that was another one.
Oh, it was a different one.
I don't know
That
what
was
it called.
another music store that was opened by Drum Circuit in San Luis, but it didn't have the play out there.
What was it called though? I know it had a name. Probably had a name.
Well, there was Screaming Byron's out in Lompoc, but they closed down. It's really sad because this place used to have a blossoming market. And the fact that we're so close to Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo, right in the middle, you'd think that there'd be a larger music scene here.
Yeah, it would. Well, I mean, I like to think that like we're part of a movement that is reawakening the music scene in our town and in our world.
Well, that would be
because
good.
When we first started like 2 summers ago, we went to an open mic night. That's where we started. It was at Lucia's open mic night. We went there with 2 acoustic guitars playing covers, and we were like, "Wow, that's pretty good. Let's do this more often with our own songs." You know? And then eventually, it was just me and him. And now it's funny how it's back to that, but it was just me and him. And from there, we went. The next thing we did, we won my school's Battle of the Bands, and that opened it up to just this array of venues that we played at, and it's been crazy. Like we've played so many different places. We played in Guadalupe. Like that's crazy.
Actually pulled a crowd in Guadalupe too.
You pulled a crowd in Guadalupe.
50 people to Guadalupe in the middle of a Friday night. Like
wow.
I don't know if anybody knows how Guadalupe is. Like I don't know who would be listening.
It's a wasteland.
But it's basically all agricultural. So there's not really anything.
Our readers, since we're online, our readers are like local, as well as like Germany.
Oh, nice.
We have a large following in Russia.
Oh, cool.
We have a following in Japan.
We have a big following in Japan.
Yeah.
And in what was it? It's like Estonia or something.
Should we just move there?
Other countries eat it up. Other countries eat it up because they're really into music. It's just like there's this hype over there. Oh, America, we must listen to it. It seems like everyone wants to bomb the hell out of us, but they love our music.
Yeah, I mean
everything about America, from the clothes to the music.
Yeah. It seems like in Europe and places, music is a lot bigger thing than it is, at least in Santa Maria. I don't know.
I was speaking in Mexico, and like everyone had like a guitar or drum set of some type down there, and the music was just so alive,
Yeah.
You walk the streets, and there was just always music all
Has this
around.
ever happened? You're walking down the street, and somebody goes, "Hey, didn't I see you on a stage?"
Yes, actually.
Oh, that's so much fun.
One time I used to work at Blenders, and one time this guy
you want
was
to say,
like,
"I don't owe you money, do I?"
yeah. I'm like, oh crap, the IRS. No, but one time I was working at Blenders, and I was just working there, and all of a sudden this guy's like, "Hey, you're that guy who did that awesome guitar solo last night." And I was like, "Maybe." Where were you? And he was like, "Who? What?" And I was like,
awesome
"Yes,
guitars.
I was that guy." And I was like, "Thanks for noticing." And he's like, "You've gotten a lot better." And I was like, "Oh, great."
I was in the grocery store one time, and
Which
someone
means he
yelled
saw you at least once when you used to suck.
Well, yeah, it was. He's been going to the same place that we've been going to for 2 years. So,
No, well, I mean, one time I was actually found outside of a store, and they were like, "Hey, Monster." I was like, "Me?" And they were like, "Yeah, you. Like you sang the other day. It was really good. It was a lot of fun. Like you sang at that old winery shop." And I was like, "Oh, I haven't played there in months." It was kind
I
of cool.
played there in hours.
I used to play there so often too. But it was really
we're
cool.
gonna start
soon
though,
they forget.
because once the summer's here and we don't have any drummers or bassists or anything, we're gonna be playing there again though.
We're playing a lot of open mic nights. again.
Lucia's.
So,
Orchid.
next question, since we talked about vinyl, let's talk about digital. You have stuff online,
Oh, yes.
on SoundCloud and
We have
stuff.
iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, literally any music store. We have 6 of our songs on.
How do you see that working for you?
I see that working. It's actually complete BS because iTunes and all
Yes,
the stores
somebody else agrees with
they
me.
take like 90% of what you get, and then the rest of it is like 10 cents per song.
Have you tried Bandcamp yet?
I have tried Bandcamp, but no one goes on that.
No one uses Bandcamp.
Yeah, no one even
Only
knows
the
what it
bands
is.
use Bandcamp.
The good thing though is that once you accept the fact that you're not going to make any money from your actual digital downloads, it's great to just tell people, "Hey, listen to our stuff. It's on Spotify," and then it gets more people.
What I love about Bandcamp, and Spotify's great too, don't get me wrong. What I love about Bandcamp is like, all right, you put together a digital album, right? You put it up there like 99 cents a song, whatever the album. But if they buy, like, let's say you have a vinyl album, you buy the vinyl album, you get the digital download for free.
Yeah.
Or if you buy a T-shirt, you get the digital download for free.
That's cool.
You know, and I've been going to Bandcamp and finding bands I've never heard of and like reviewing their music because you can hear the whole album.
Yeah.
And then contact them. Hey, wrote this review about you, and they're like,
awesome.
"The fuck are you?" And thank you. You know.
That's awesome.
So, I got this package in the mail one day from France.
Oh yeah.
And it was a band called Pungo Lions, and they kind of mixed like hip hop and ska.
Oh, cool! Yeah.
And early '80s rock together.
Nice.
It was actually really cool. And they sent me a 45 that was clear vinyl with their logo, which is a lion's head.
Oh, nice.
And it was pretty happening. And I was like, hey, thanks. How'd you find out about me? Oh, we saw a review of our friend's band on Bandcamp.
Huh, that's awesome.
Hit us up.
Yeah. What's up?
So.
Nice.
I mean, personally, with the whole, like, where do you get music and stuff like that, like, with our own, I always just go on YouTube and look us up to show people, because I found that, like, the views actually helps quite a bit, too. Just people knowing it exists, because I find that a lot of people who do hear about bands, they don't want to pay for the music. They just want to go out and kind of, like,
It's kind of cozy.
learn what it is, you know?
Well,
But,
I mean, the thing is that the music scene is getting better,
Yeah.
both nationally and internationally, but a lot of people are taking advantage of that free download thing, because some of the bands on Bandcamp, they suffer from this. They go, pay what you want.
Yeah, that's what we do.
And, I mean, it could be like 2-record set, and somebody will, like, pay nothing,
Yeah.
download the album, then make a bunch of CD copies and give them to friends. That's got to stop. You know, I mean, it's nice that they allow it, but on the other hand, nobody's making any money. And I mean, you got to support the local music scene. You got to pay the artists. Otherwise, it's like working at McDonald's starts. Working at McDonald's sounds better.
You don't give credit. It's like, well, how is that doing anything for the band? That doesn't do anything for them. They're not, they're not racking up any kind of money, and they're not making views, and they're not getting the attention that local bands deserve.
Yeah. So okay, totally off subject. What do you think about the current Trump, Hillary?
Oh,
Trump can go fuck himself.
Yeah, he probably does. No way, it's too small. It doesn't reach.
I read this one joke.
Well, I heard on the news that he said it's pretty big, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
My hands.
Not as big as his ego, I tell you.
Well, I mean, we live in Santa Maria, so I feel like the rest of the city is also behind me when I say that I'm not endorsing Trump, because I am for Bernie Sanders. Not because I want free college, but because I want something.
Although Bernie, if you're listening, he is accepting tuition grants.
Of course I will accept it.
Yeah.
But of course I will accept it. But I'm just
Yes, comrade.
comrade. I'm pro-Soviet America. No.
That's good. My wife is from Russia. She'll like that.
Great, awesome.
No, seriously, my wife is from Russia.
That's pretty cool. No, I'm not for that. What I'm for is just a change from like the just, I don't know, just completely corrupt politicians only doing things for votes and not really caring.
Yeah,
and it legitimately seems like he cares, because
the thing
he
is-
doesn't flip flop on issues, like the rest of them.
There's a lot of corrupt politicians in both the Republican and Democrat.
Yeah.
But Bernie is offering an opportunity to make serious change, so that's why I voted for him.
And he's not a party. Like, I think parties ruin the entire political system.
One thing I do like, though, is like yourself, that a lot of musicians that are getting interested in politics as far as trying to say something of a pertinent value.
Yeah, like like Dave Grohl runs for president every year.
Yeah.
Every
Does
4
he still
years.
do that?
Well, I know that he used
Why
to.
not?
Yeah. He probably gets some
Why has he
votes.
not won yet? Dave Grohl.
Not enough Grohl fans, which is insane. But
Should be more.
you play for a few more years, you get to a point, you got your following, and you realize that you say something, your fans can be like, hey, I really dig that.
Yeah.
Do you find that you're going to speak in a manner that's going to be, pro what your fans appreciate, or are you going to stick to your guns? Because what if you get a fan that's like, yay, Trump?
I'll probably sell out.
If there's a fan who says, yay, Trump, I think I'll just be like, that's cool, you support Trump. I don't.
Yeah, I'm going to take you out back, beat you up, It's a punk show. It's not a punk show. It is now.
I'll be like,
you want to go get a drink later?
I'll jump in the mosh too,
There you go.
with the guitar.
And do that shit.
Yeah.
So, Facebook. Working out for you?
I mean, we have like 215 likes on Facebook page.
Instagram is where it's popping.
Instagram's where it's popping.
I was going to say that. A lot of people follow Instagram. But again, do you feel, and kind of leading into a question here, do you feel that maybe some bands are putting too much into the social media? Because, I say it like this. When I was in bands, I used to make flyers, go around, hand out flyers. You were your own street team.
We still do that.
Handing out stickers. Hey, come down to the show, try and find the hot girls, get them to show, so the guys will show up, that sort of thing. But now they do it all on Facebook. They put up an event, and that's it. And then they go, well, why isn't anybody showing up to shows? What do you guys do?
First what we do is we do an event on Facebook. I invite all my friends. I make him an admin. He invites all his friends. We do all that. Then we post about it multiple times on Instagram.
With all of our friends, we end up with 10 people.
Yeah, it's pretty great. No, it's awesome. And then we also and if it's a bigger show, we usually try to make flyers as well and go about a week early, because we usually go to Santa Barbara or San Luis Obispo for any big shows. So we usually go with flyers and we hang them up in shops a week ahead of time.
We played a show at Slow Donut Co. We were out there all night just handing out flyers, all night hanging signs up, and it was pretty crazy. We got pretty tired, but it was totally worth it. Rated Cal Poly.
Yeah, we went to Cal Poly and hung up all the stuff.
They didn't even know. We put up free CDs to into the wall and stuff like that.
That's pretty cool. So, if somebody wanted to reach out, where would they reach you?
For what? Music or?
Music, a hot Friday night.
We do dancing on the side.
Yeah.
So
involves polls.
That number is 555.
No, if somebody wanted to reach out, where would they find you online?
They can find us on Facebook at The Lonely Monsters. Just look that up and like the Facebook page, and you can get access to all of our YouTube songs and all of our upcoming shows. You can find us on Instagram, the.lonely.monsters.
Figured it out.
And you can find us on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, Google Play,
SoundCloud,
anything. SoundCloud too.
Do you have a merch shop?
We have a merch shop on Bandcamp. You can buy CDs from us. But
I know we're currently I'm talking to a merch guy right now, and he's going to be designing some stuff for us to actually start putting out some merch, like t-shirts and stuff.
Well, make sure when you get those shirts and the merch stuff together, let me know, and I'll put it up on our site so we can get some followers. And I want to thank you guys for doing this interview. And go check out Lonely Monsters. Seriously, do it. Otherwise, they may have to work at McDonald's, and you don't want these guys handling your food. Really, no, that guy's nasty. He doesn't. Really, I've seen it. It's nasty.
Split open. but